Fans had one question after Caitlin Clark startled the WNBA with a farewell statement that seems more like a farewell than a word of encouragement. Did she just announce that she will be permanently leaving the league? Caitlin Clark wasn't just another rookie when she first stepped on the floor in the WNBA. She was a sensation. She drained threes from unimaginable range, piled up assists, and catapulted the Indiana Fever into the limelight almost overnight, breaking records the way most players break a sweat. Her performances were sold out. Almost all of the league's veterans bought her jerseys, and even casual fans watched to see what she would do next. She set many records, including Rookie of the Year, and even won an ESPY for Best WNBA Player at the conclusion of her inaugural season. Caitlin wasn't simply a star. She represented the future for a league that was yearning to expand. But fractures began to appear as the weight of carrying that future increased. And soon, the inexorable ascent will encounter unexpected obstacles. Unlike most athletes, Caitlin didn't vanish into the off-season after her amazing rookie run. She was stronger, sharper, and hungrier when she returned. Videos of her working out and becoming bulkier in ways that fans had never seen before began to circulate online. Her build became more robust, her shoulders wider, and pundits began to declare, "Nobody's going to push her around anymore." There was more to it than a post-workout boost. It was a complete change, a declaration that she would not only endure the WNBA's toughness, but would take ownership of it. Her physique was not the only thing that altered. She also stepped up her game. A player who is focused on efficiency, better footwork, faster releases, and more astute defensive reads, according to reports from practice. She no longer relied only on her three-point shooting ability. She was expanding her armory of weaponry. Colleagues quietly acknowledged that they had never seen someone so focused and committed to keeping detractors quiet before the next season even began. It was well received by fans. Headlines referred to Caitlin's metamorphosis as the WNBA's summer shock after videos of her went viral. All of a sudden, she was superior to the rookie league star. She was turning into its main force. This was meant to be the pivotal season for the Fever, the one in which all of the excitement ultimately turned into post-season momentum. Although Caitlin was occupied with transforming herself into an invincible force, forces beyond her control were also growing. Because the next season would provide challenges that no amount of preparation could prepare her for, just when it seemed like she was poised to take control of year two. However, even the WNBA's top players are reminded that nothing is simple. Caitlin Clark learned that lesson very quickly. The failures began to pile up early in her second season, just when supporters were hoping that she would blow up with her newfound strength and confidence. Fans first questioned why the league's most marketable player was sitting for extended periods of time when games were at stake due to his persistent bench stays. Then there were the injuries, the groin problem that kept her from attending events, the heavy fouls that left her trembling on the floor, and the rumors that the referees weren't giving her the protection a celebrity deserves. It couldn't have come at a worse time. As the WNBA spokesperson, the league had elevated her, and now her every setback was blown out of proportion. While whistles often remained mute, commentators started pointing out how she was physically attacked in almost every game, being pushed, elbowed, and hacked. The crowd saw how the other teams treated her like a target. Videos of Caitlin suffering severe injuries went viral, igniting discussions about whether the league was purposefully allowing its new star to suffer injuries. Then came the hard take of losing the WNBA's one opportunity to highlight her as the focal point of its future, the All-Star Showcase. Rather, she was marginalized, observing from the background while her competitors reveled in the limelight. To supporters, it seemed as if the league star was losing her brilliance before she had a chance to completely embrace it. It was clear that Caitlin was frustrated. The flow was disrupted, but she continued to display moments of genius, pull up threes from deep, crucial assists, and make game-changing runs. The narrative was beginning to sound more like survival than the unstoppable phenomenon that she would be in the following chapter. Furthermore, Caitlin Clark didn't join the WNBA to survive. However, this was only the start of the storm. Because while the injuries were painful for her physically, the true harm was going to be done to her reputation both inside the locker room and beyond the league. Another conflict was subtly developing off the court, in the locker room, and around the league, as the physical fights wore her down. Caitlin Clark was singled out by the same media attention that made her a national celebrity, and not only by rivals. Tension among teammates began to be reported. There were rumors that several players were annoyed because Caitlin seemed to be the focus of every camera, while seasoned players with years of expertise were ignored. Her quick ascent was oppressive to some, not motivating. The rivalries followed, none more so than the ferocious conflicts with Angel Ree, in which each foul, each altercation, and each collision became a news story. The press adored it. Fans were enamored with it. However, behind the scenes, it just strengthened the feeling that Caitlin was being confined as the outsider who had to contend with the league's culture in addition to her opponents. The WNBA was even criticized by some supporters for protecting its legacy while allowing Caitlin to suffer both physically and symbolically. And it wasn't just Reese. Every time Clark touched the ball, other players who were fed up with the constant attention she received from the media seemed to become more aggressive. Verbal insults, elbows to the ribs, and heart screens. All of it fueled the flames. Furthermore, sources said that while Caitlin maintained her poise in public, the strain was eroding her in private. When officiating itself turned into a lightning rod, the drama intensified. Referees were criticized by fans for their carelessness and for allowing too much to go unpunished. Every contentious no-call seemed like a betrayal. Another indication that the league would not defend the player it was exploiting to sell broadcast agreements and seats. All of a sudden, Caitlin's journey didn't seem like the tale of a crowned hero. It seemed to be the tale of a star who was put to the test, possibly even punished, for being too large, too quick, and too young. And as tensions boiled in the locker room, supporters started posing a terrifying question. How long would she remain here if she wasn't really welcome?